What's going on, everybody? Scott Hogan coming at you. Today, we're going to answer a question I get a lot, and I'm getting it a lot of late, which is, hey, what do I need to get better in the off season with my golf game? Hey everybody, Scott Hogan coming at you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So a question I get, not just from people online, it's people that are in person, you know, they're out playing golf, especially kids that are finishing high school season, all that stuff. They're saying, all right, hey, how do I get better in the off season? What can I do? So want to go over the couple of things that I think are a must that you should look into getting, because they really can help. And there's really, you know, it used to be there was an excuse of like, hey, I live in cold weather, I can't get to, you know, there's domes and stuff, but I can't get to those all the time. They're kind of expensive to do it a lot, all that. So we'll kind of try to address some of those things as well, along with some of the other things that you see here. So we'll get into that. One quick announcement and a reminder, I guess we'll call it, is you have 1 week left on our skills challenge. Make sure you head over to MyFlightScope, download the challenge. It's free. We're giving away TP5 dozens to the top 3 places, and you'll have a great challenge to work on your game. So make sure you don't miss out on that. So we'll announce the winners hopefully sometime next week and get those dozens out to you. All right, so let's get into what do you need for your golf game in the winter. So I'm going to start off with the obvious one. If you watch the channel, you know I'm going to talk about these, and that is going to be FlightScope launch monitors, the Mevo or the Mevo Plus, or really any launch monitor, but FlightScopes are my favorite. Now, again, I love the Mevo Plus. I think it's the best in this price range. It is the best unit you're going to get where you can actually play on courses. You can get all your data that you want from your shots. You get the most data measured that I've seen at this price point, not just calculated and put together and put through an algorithm, which can be very, very inconsistent, but getting your data measured through the FlightScope Mevo Plus. This is my go-to pick if you're looking for something to do and get something built in your home. Now, I get it, this is a little bit expensive at $2,000, but again, that includes everything for the lifetime, 5 courses, all of that. And if that's something you're not truly able to do, then I've always loved the original Mevo, which is this guy, which is just around $500. And we actually have a link below where you can get 10% off of this guy. So you can get a little discount on this guy at that link. And this thing has been a tank. I've used this in my indoor studio this is coming up on the 3rd year of it. And it's been one of my favorite launch monitors to have. It's so easy to use. I don't have to do a bunch of stuff. It never goes down where it's like, oh, I've got to do a bunch of resetting. If you ever had to do that, there's literally just one button you hit on the side and then it just reloads, resets, and goes. But I never have to do that. So I love it. It's a great one to use with the kids that we have in here. It's a great one where you can start getting your data again, seeing things measured, and then you can use the Mevo app and start looking at your swing, things like that too. It's just a great little launch monitor that's portable, goes outside. So I think that's something I would look into. I think nowadays with the launch monitor game, you really, if you're really serious about putting in a setup, having a place to hit, I'd be really looking at getting something, even if it's not one of these two, which are my favorite. Look to get something where you can start dialing in your numbers, seeing hopefully your club speed if you can do that, or just getting a feel for, hey, am I hitting it solid, and keep that feeling up throughout the off season. That's always a good thing. Now, the second thing that I would recommend that goes with it is, you've heard me talk about these before, is this live view camera. So I think working on your golf swing at this time of year, that is the best thing you can do. We always work on our swings in the winter with our students because we want them to be able to practice any changes. We want those changes to take hold. So when we get to the spring and we get to the summer, we're not thinking about swing, we're thinking about playing golf. So then we're heavily into like the skills app or going outside on course, things like that. But when you're working on your swing, you need feedback, and there's no better feedback than just having a camera. And this camera, which will display on your iPad, is excellent so you can see what's going on, you can see how you're moving, you can draw lines, you can do all of that. You can have it set so when you hit a shot, it'll hear the impact and then it will record the swing and then play it back automatically for you. I think that's awesome. I know like the Mevo Plus has the camera and you can do that, and that is great. I'll take that over nothing, but just a little bit faster is this camera, this live view. It's a little bit smoother in the live view mode. So I like this one just a little better. And plus, being able to move this around and put it any angle really is nice. Now, if you get something like an X3, which we have here, you can actually connect multiple cameras and all that stuff. So that's really cool. But again, the one thing that really kind of messes with you is just the live feedback mode. I love just being able to put the iPad right on the ground, have it right where I don't have to look anywhere to see what my swing's doing. So again, still a really big favorite. Again, if you want a discount as well, there's a link down below to get your own live view. A really, really must-have tool, I'd say, for the off season, because hopefully you're going to be working on your swing and making it as good as you can do. Now, the last thing I recommend, and you've heard me again talk about this before, and the reason we've talked about these before is because these are actually items I use. These are items that I love, and I love them for different reasons, and that's gonna be the Orange Whip trainers. Okay, so we've got a couple here. I know it's supposed to be just one item, but you've heard me mention before, this Orange Whip wedge is my favorite training aid that exists, all right? I love this training aid. I love that you can hit balls with it, and I love that you can get a feel for the swing. So if you had to get one, I would get this wedge, all right? I know it's mainly for like pitches and chips, but if you can take the feeling of hitting a shot with this, you can actually take that into a full swing and be able to get some really, really good results and really get a feel for how the swing works. So I love this training aid, but if you're somebody that's not gonna be able to hit balls, or you do want a full swing companion to go with it, if you wanna get both, this is just the Orange Whip trainer. This is great because it's gonna let you keep swinging. I think it's gonna let you keep yourself in golf shape where you're gonna be swinging a lot, getting a feel for how the club works, loads, unloads, keep your rhythm, keep your timing, all of that. It's just a great thing to do, you know, a little bit at a time, maybe every day, swing it for 5 minutes, and you're gonna be in pretty good shape, I think, when you come back out on the other side of the off season. So I love this. And then if you really wanna start working on something, another thing to do in the off season, we saw Bryson do this last year, is start working on speed. Now, Bryson did a lot of his in the gym, but there are some good things that you can do with an object or a training aid like this Lightspeed, right? This Lightspeed is really fun because it's a little bit lighter, Lightspeed, there you go. But what I like about this over other speed training systems is those don't really feel like a golf club when you're swinging them. This lets you understand how you can pick speed up by having the club flex and then unloading through the swing. I think that's a huge thing that you can do through speed. So you'd probably want to pair this with some sort of speed swing, speed reader device. You know, you can get those where they can just read the speed solo, where you don't have to hit a ball. That would probably be best to get with this. And you might want to do that anyway. If I had an honorable mention list, I would throw that in here as get a swing speed radar to go with trying to get your speed up. So that would be the other Orange Whip, but just an Orange Whip product in general, I think is great. Keeps your rhythm, lets you feel the golf swing, keeps you going throughout the off season. So that is what I would recommend if you're going into off season, you know, without getting too crazy on price. Again, the most expensive one being $2,000, but everything else under $500. So if you're somebody that's trying to have just a little bit of a setup and keep it reasonably priced, you can do this for, you know, under $1,000 easily, where you could actually hit balls and get some numbers. I could see that easily being done with a regular Mevo and having a hitting mat and then having something to hit into. Very easily can be done for under $1,000, and you'll be able to use it for a long time. Again, if you want courses, can't beat the Mevo Plus in my opinion. And then look, if you're gonna work on your swing, if that's what you're going for, maybe you don't need a launch monitor, maybe you need a camera and then something to keep some rhythm as you go. That's what I think about, and that's what we work a lot. We can get by a whole winter, get really, really good by using these tools that you see in front of you. And so that was my hope, was not to give you things that we don't use. These are the main tools that we use. We keep it pretty simple and we get better throughout this critical off-season time, so we can use the short season we have here in the north to get better. So again, if you have any questions, please let me know. We have links to all this stuff down below. Everything Mevo, the Live View, the Orange Whip products, you get a discount on if you use those links. Mevo Plus, no discount, but you can order it through that link too. That does help. So we appreciate that here on the channel. And as always, let me know if you have any questions. Leave a comment down below and give us a thumbs up if you like the video. And we will see you in the next one. Peace.